You're not family. We can do that now. So where's the Dear beloved believers, Muslims, brothers and sisters, peace be upon us all as we greet. Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, we're going to begin the Janazah prayer service for our dear brother Robert. And I would instruct us to begin right at 10 o'clock on time. So that's wonderful. Inshallah, we're going to make a few comments. Open with the tradition of opening. I hope you're able to hear me pretty well. We always begin by saying Bismillah. Here Rahman the Rahim. With God's name, the merciful, benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. And certainly all the praise belongs to Allah, to God, the creator of everything that exists. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And we witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is honorable and his generous servant and messenger. Prayer and peace be upon the last prophet. We salute him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what follows in their excellent salutation and traditional salute to the last prophet. Ameen. I want to first of all extend greetings and condolence to the family and to all relatives and friends. And if there are any Christians that's here, and to our, and listen to the way I'm saying this, and to our Christian neighbors and friends. Because Allah, God wants us to see that we all one big community, and we all one big family. One soul, one life, one nature, one spirit. The purpose of the Janazah, brothers and sisters, that we come here to glorify Allah. This is the purpose of that. We come to glorify Allah, to exalt Him and praise Him, the one who created us, right? Created us and gave us life, and gave us this life that we have. We didn't create ourselves. Can anyone here say that you created yourself? We didn't create ourselves. So there's something more powerful than created us and made us. So shouldn't we come here to glorify the one who created us? Not only us, but everything that you see. That's beautiful. Everything that you see and that you don't see was created by Allah. So we come here on the Janazah of Brother Robert to glorify Allah. You with me? To glorify Allah. And we come here today to send blessings on Prophet Muhammad, the one who taught us who the Quran was revealed, and the one who taught us this life. What we're doing right now, Prophet Muhammad taught us how to do this. So we come here to ask Allah to send His peace and His blessing and His mercy on our Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the model human being of human excellence. Yes. And the third reason we are here for this latter Janazah of our brother Robert, to ask Allah to forgive him, of all his mistakes. Oh Allah, forgive him of all his mistakes. Forgive him of all his sins. Forgive him, oh Allah, of all his shortcomings. And grant him, oh Allah, a special place in Jannah, in paradise, in heaven. So that's why we're here. That's the purpose of us being here. I want to share a few more things with you. If you be a little patient with me, a few more things. We're not going to be long because Janazah is not long. But the family asked me to make a few remarks. We want to do that. And we'll try to be very brief. Understand this. I hope you follow me so far. The reality, we live in a pluralistic society. That's the reality. We live in a pluralistic society. We live in a society that have different cultures, right or wrong, different cultures. The Jews, the Christian, the Muslim. We all have different traditions. But we should learn to respect each other's tradition, even though we may not agree with the ideas. You follow me? But we should respect each other's tradition. And Allah says in our holy book, in our sacred book, and scripture, the Holy Quran. This is what Allah says to Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said that every soul shall have a taste of death. And in the end, you shall be brought back to Him. So I'm saying to the family and to all of us to remind us, death, if we understand it, is not the end of our existence. Death is not the end of our existence. You follow me? It's not the end of our existence. And when we, in our tradition, when we hear that a Muslim passed, you know what we're supposed to say first? The first thing we're supposed to say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un. That's what the Muslim, in our tradition, that's what we say. And that that's translated, dear Muslims and brothers and sisters, and our Christian neighbors and friends that's here, you know. That means from Allah we come, from God we come, and to Him is our return. And the scholars, you know what they say? They said this translation is really in its possessive form. It's in its possessive form. So it's saying that we all belong to Allah. We all belong to Allah. If it's in this possessive form, that means we are, Allah is saying, you are my people. From me you come, and to me you're going to return. That's clear, isn't it? That's very, very clear. So all of us have to get familiar with Janazah because we all going to be at a Janazah one day. Is that right? We all going to be at Janazah one day. We have to accept that reality. Sometimes we think, no way you will get around it. If anyone can tell me how you will get around it, please tell me. We're not going to get around it. So that's something that we all is going to face and experience. That's just a few more things, inshallah. And we here to make supplication for our brother Robert. Allah say in the Quran, this is for the family, but for all of us. For all of us. For me too, all of us. Allah say in the Quran, speak not of my servants as being dead. That's what Allah said. Are we listening? Speak not of my servants as being dead. Allah say, and they are alive. Oh my God, that's powerful. And they are alive, but you perceive it not. But you perceive it not. So our brother Robin, his physical body will be leaving us and will be deposited, back in the earth from which they come, from which we all come from earth. And Allah said He's going to deposit us back in the earth, and from there, a resurrection. So His Spirit is going to live with us. His Spirit is going to live in the family. His Spirit is going to live in His friends and His relatives. His Spirit. So He's still what? He's still with us. So is Allah word the truth? Speak not of my servant as being dead. They are alive, but you perceive it. A couple more things. Allah said in the Quran, the Janazah, it's a reminder for all of us, for you and for me too. It's a reminder for you and for me. Allah said in the Quran that He created life and death, the process of life and death, to test who is best in conduct. I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening. This wisdom from the Quran. Allah said He created life and death to test us. To test us. Which of you is best in conduct? Which of you is best in conduct? So Allah is teaching us that He tested us all the time. Many of you know this, and many of you didn't know it, but you know it now. Allah is testing us all the time. And how did He test us? He tests some of us with wealth. He gives some wealth, and that's their test. And then He tests some with power. He gives them power, and they test. And that's their test. And some, oh Allah, He tests with poverty. Poverty. That's your test. property. Then Allah go on and say, and then he said, and loss of property. Sometimes you may lose your house, you may lose your business, lose your property. Some he tests with sickness, illness. You may have an illness that you're struggling with. That's your test. That's your test. Or an injury. You know this and that. Or some people even have a limb missing. You ever seen people, one leg or one arm, something that's their test, but they keep, Allahu Akbar, they keep struggling. They keep struggling. I'm going to clarify something else too. I'm finishing up, rounding up. But I think this is important that we say this. And Amen Omar, he had me say a few words, because some of the family members, be with us today. And I pray that that's what we're trying to do. Hope it will help us. But I'm talking to myself too. And I'll clarify something else too. Something like, what we be doing all the time, like clearing up a lot of things, the misconception in the religion. Muslims don't cry. Who told you that? Who told you that Muslims don't cry? I know I cry. And I'm sure you cry. And Prophet Muhammad wept. So I'm going to clarify that. Prophet Muhammad wept. But he didn't weep or cry in the extreme. I read when he lost his two sons, he cried. You hear? So we can cry. But we should do it, not in the extreme. So look, what I read, I'm talking to my family. This is my family, yeah. You know what I read? Allah make tears come. Allah created tears. And tears can come to a distressful soul. When a person is distressed, tears come from their eyes. But you know what I read and discovered? They said tears can fall from a peaceful soul. So you can be at peace, and tears will fall. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? So you can weep. It's okay to weep, but do it in moderation. In closing, and then I'm just going to explain. That wasn't too bad, right? Not too bad. If we are true believers, here's what I'm saying. If we are true believers, today we're not saved. If we are true believers, we should not be saved. Our brother Robert is making his transition. He's making his transition. From Allah we come, and to Allah is our return. And he's making his transition. And I'm going to tell you, I know something about him. You know what? And I'm going to say this to the family, but to all of us that's here. He would not want any of us to be saved. And I'm speaking for him now. He wouldn't want any of us to be saved. You hear me? You feel me? You hear me? He wouldn't want you to be saved. He wouldn't want your mind on death. I'm telling you, I know that's what he would feel. How did I know that? Because I'm a father. I'm a husband. And we all got the same nature. We all got the same nature. So he don't want family, any of us, to be saved. Allahu Akbar. I hope you don't forget that. He would want you to be saved. He wouldn't want your mind to be on death. Allahu Akbar. He would want your mind to be on life. Living. That's what Brother Robert would want. And he will want you. Praise be to Allah. Alhamdulillah. All the praise belongs to Allah. And he will want you, family, and others that he touched, to go on with your life. Fulfill every dream. That's what he would want. Go on with your life. Fulfill every dream, every goal. You hear me? Every aspiration that you may have. He would want you to go ahead on and pursue that. Allahu Akbar. Isn't that beautiful? That's what he will want. So look, in closing, we pray to Allah for the family. We ask Allah to increase and strengthen your faith and make us all strong for Al-Islam. And trust and believe in the promise of Allah to the family, but I'm talking to all of us. See it? Dear believers, this is so beautiful. I think this was worth the time. These words from the Quran, from Al-Islam. I think it's worth the time. Dear believers, family, Allah promised us. Please hear this here. Allah promised us the reward of the hereafter. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. The promise of Allah. The reward of the hereafter. That we will be joined together. That's the promise of Allah. That's the promise of Allah. Either you believe it or you don't. You believe it or you don't. We will be joined together, reunite in the company of each other. So Janazah is not a time to be sad. The Janazah, if we understand the spirit, it reunite us. This is so beautiful. It reunite us and bring the family members, loved ones and relatives, etc., etc., closer together. Those who may not have seen each other or had opportunity to address each other. The Janazah brought the family closer together. Takbir. Allah. So, the Quran say, Brother Robert, to the righteous soul, this is the Quran, our sacred book, our sacred book, our holy book in sacred scripture. Allah said in the Quran, this is the to the righteous soul will be said, O soul, in complete rest and satisfaction. O soul, in complete rest and satisfaction. Here's what Allah said, come back to your Lord. Come back to your Lord. Return to your Lord. This is the Quran. Well pleased thyself and well pleasing to him. Enter you. Allah said, enter you. Now shouldn't we have to enter you amongst my worshipers? Enter you among my servants. Enter you among my devotees. Allah said, yea, enter you into my paradise, into my heaven, into my Jannah. Brother Robert, rest in peace. You have done an excellent, awesome, extraordinary job. Rest in peace. Okay. Now, we're going to get ready. Wasn't too bad, right? Not too long. Hope everybody's okay. Well, anyway, that's what it is. Y'all, I say that, I just feel right at home. This is my family. Y'all my blood. This is my family, That's how I am. Now, I'm going to explain something real quickly. Then we're going to line up and put the brother from the Qibla this way. The Kaaba, the east, turn it that direction. That's a subject by itself too. But we're going to do quickly 4 takbirs. And all these takbirs scholars say they're really a rakat. They consider it before takbir, they say it's a rakat, but we're not prostrating. We're not prostrating. So we're going to say 4 takbir, and in each one of these takbir, one is to glorify Allah, the other one to ask blessing on the community, and then the third one to ask blessing on our brother Rob as we recite the Quran as Allah will be given, and then we do on the fourth one, testing. So everything is done silent. Most of the Muslims know that, but Imam Omar did ask me to kind of explain that to our Christian neighbors and friends that's here, so that they would understand. They would better understand what we're doing. And my last assignment was from Imam Omar to explain briefly what's done at the cemetery. And let me just share that with you to clarify. We should, all of us who can should go to the cemetery. If you can, you should go to the cemetery. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? At the cemetery, we are going to recite 3 ayats from the Quran. Very short, but it's sunnah to do that. And those 3 ayats, after we recite them at the gravesite, then each one of us that's present should take earth or dirt and put on the casket as it's being deposited back into the earth from which we all came. So that's the requirement for here. Now we're going to get ready to line up facing the Qibla, the Kaaba, and we do encourage everyone who can to please join us at the cemetery for Brother Robert's final rites and du'as and supplication for him. And so we can put dirt on his casket. Thank you so much. May Allah guide and bless us all.
A question came up as to why, for the Islamic burial services, that the body is in a plain pine box. As was mentioned, from the earth we come. God brings us forth on the earth, and our responsibility when our life is over is to return that body to the earth as quickly as possible, and in a way that the earth will take that body as quickly as possible. In the Islamic tradition, there are no elaborate coffins. There are no coffins made of material that will last forever. A lot of coffins are made of materials that degrade very slowly, but in the Islamic tradition, it is our obligation to return the body back to the earth as quickly as possible, and for the earth to return that body as quickly as possible. So the pine box is degradable. It will degrade quickly, and that achievement will be done quickly, where the body will be claimed by the earth quickly. So I hope that answers the question. Now let us get ready for prayer. The prayer is done standing. Males in front, followed by females behind. The prayer is done silently. And as the Imam mentioned, it's done in 4 sections. Each section being announced by what's called takbir, meaning the Imam will say, Allahu Akbar, meaning God is greater, because in everything, in life and in death, God is greater. So each section is a prayer, one being glorifying God, the next section being prayers upon our prophet, the third section being prayers for the deceased, and for us. And then the fourth section is the close of the prayer. Very simple, to get the body into the ground as quickly as possible. All right, let us begin. Come on. Thank you.
Technically, Kaba, is not really east. Okay, we can line up quickly, make the ranks straight and everything. Come to the left. Let me say a stove, straight line, straight line. Keep the line straight. Make our intention, brothers and sisters. And Mayor Omar Hamid said the Salatul Janazah says silent. It's not said aloud, but we're saying it eternal. We're saying it eternal. Okay? So make our intentions for Salatul Janazah, for our brother Robert, facing the Qibla, Kaaba, and the holy city Mecca. Alhamdulillah. Okay, we ready? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One day we explain that the Imam said once you do the Janazah, it should be just a testimony to the right. That's it, because the angels have already taken. So death, we don't have to do it. It's the wisdom that Imam Muhammad shared with us, attesting to the right. That concludes the Janazah. Thank you so much on behalf of the family. You know, anything else down there? So we good. Everyone's just going to turn everything now over to Perry's funeral home, directors and managers, and we will proceed now to the cemetery for Brother Robert final resting place and everything, destination, and the family will instruct us from there. So let's now go to the cemetery. Don't forget what we said. Everyone who can go, you should go. If you can go, well, if you can't, that's understandable. A lot of money.
Yes. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Everyone going to the cemetery, please drive right behind.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. See everybody.
You're riding that Harley, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did.